Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the Crypto Wealth Management channel. In today's video we'll be looking at one of my highest conviction projects in crypto, and that is ATOR Protocol or ATOR Protocol. I've been following this project almost since its inception back in early 2023, and today I'll be sharing exactly why I believe that this unique project could be offering us lucrative returns on our investment. So, ATOR Protocol, the anonymity layer for DePIN, standing for Decentralized Physical Infrastructure. They say that ATOR is building the largest global anonymous routing ecosystem, leveraging a decentralized privacy protocol, on-chain incentives, and signature hardware to rapidly scale our network. Their goal essentially is to ensure users have the ability to remain encrypted and anonymous in today's world, something which is cause for concern for many people. Now, as the name suggests, they initially were going to use and leverage the Tor network, which, if you haven't heard of Tor, it stands for the Onion Router, and it is a private browser which has been around since 2002. As you can see on their website, it says browse privately, explore freely, defend yourself against tracking and surveillance, circumvent censorship. We can see that it looks to block trackers, defend against surveillance, resist fingerprinting, multi-layered encryption, and browsing freely. People used to use this browser back in the day to access things like the deep web or the dark web, etc. It encrypts your traffic, thus making it impossible or near impossible to track your data. People have been using it for many years, as I mentioned, and the way it works is that there are volunteers around the world who set relays up on their laptops, computers, etc., and this strengthens the Tor network. It is mentioned that Tor have an estimated 2.5 million users per day currently. Now, one of the problems that Tor faces is scalability issue. They currently have only an estimated 6,000 to 7,000 relays active around the world. This leads to issues such as potential downtime, lack of speed, and therefore causing slow traffic. The reason mainly for these lack of relays is that there is a lack of incentive. These are essentially good Samaritans around the world who are setting up these relays for free. They do not get paid, and if anything, it may cost them money to keep them running all day and night, which is why you can see on Tor's main webpage, they do rely heavily on donations. So, what is the fix for this? Enter ATOR Protocol. ATOR aim to solve these issues of scalability and incentive by providing the incentive. If you set up an ATOR node, you'll be rewarded in the ATOR token, and the ATOR nodes and relays were set up on top of the Tor network. They would try to increase the amount of relays around the world, strengthening and scaling the Tor network. If you think about it from just a common sense perspective, more people are likely to set up relays if they are getting rewarded for it in a token, which they can then, sell, exchange, whatever. This would in turn make the whole Tor network more reliable, faster, more uptime, less traffic. And as we can see on their website, they had plans for a physical relay node or just relay router. Again, I've mentioned in my previous video, I'm not a spec nerd, so a lot of this doesn't really mean much to me. But I mean, the design itself looks, it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty high end. And for a while, it looked like everything was going well. The demand ATOR had for these nodes, the community it built, the people behind the project, and the actual physical device, like I just mentioned, that they were teasing. They grew the Tor network relays by around 20% in a matter of months. And bear in mind, this is a network that has been around for over 20 years. And I was going through their Twitter, and there was a point in November, if the browser wants to load, there was a point in November where they hit, I think about ATOR has over 2,000 relays registered in testnet. This is just a testnet. This isn't even the mainnet. And this was all on top of and adding to the number of relays on Tor. So everything looked good. Everything was cushy. Everyone was happy. But then, bang. Less than 2 weeks after this was tweeted, Tor began to shut down ATOR relays. People have conflicting opinions on as to why this was. There are interesting theories, one of them being that Tor may have been a bit embarrassed that in over 20 years they were struggling to scale, and then all of a sudden a project like ATOR Protocol comes along and kind of shows them how it's done. There's also a theory that it's been alleged that Tor is actually government backed by the government, the US government, which takes away any sort of decentralized element to the network, and it is concerning for users' privacy. ATOR Protocol tweeted about 2 weeks after that, the Tor project have shown their hand, and we will continue to fight against authoritarian centralized networks, which implies exactly that. Tor is a centralized authoritarian network. They say it's time for someone to build the network that you once dreamed of. It's time for the hashtag ATORnauts, that's what they, or ATORnauts, however you want to say it, that's what they call themselves. They then went on to tweet that as part of our forward planning for ATOR's Phase 2 ecosystem, we had already been preparing the resources to build this network for greater autonomy. Our plan was always to be bigger than Tor, and these plans have simply been accelerated. So essentially, ATOR have come out and said, we always plan to inevitably build our own privacy network. All this has done is just a minor bump in the road. Tor taking away our relays and shutting them down, it's just accelerated what we wanted to do all along. They are thrilled to announce a set of 5 engineers from the Fort group, who are a team of dedicated engineers. They know their stuff, and they're going to hopefully contribute to building this decentralized privacy network. Now, if we go back onto the ATOR website and just scroll down to their roadmap, we will be able to see, I'll get onto their tokenomics later when I do some price analysis. But if we go onto their roadmap, we can see we're past Q1 2023 ATOR launch, past the protocol and relay beta, and we are going into Q1 2024, the first MVP anonymous routing network. So recently what ATOR did is they minted NFTs, I think 1,000 for the first 1,000 people. And if you minted this NFT, it will allow you to exchange it in January for a physical relay and contribute to the testnet and get rewarded, etc. And this NFT project sold out within minutes. So 1,000, there will be potentially 1,000 relays in January from the get-go on a testnet, which is incredible because that is 1/7 of the active relays on the actual Tor network itself, which has been around for 20 years. If the testnet proves successful and the mainnet launches, this could be much, much, much bigger than Tor. Their roadmap states that they wish to allow third parties. If we go down here, later on in the roadmap, they wish to allow, let me find it, where was it? Introduction of third-party service pools. What this means is they want third parties to be able to build directly on their network, such as decentralized apps, etc. This would open the doors to many big players, both in crypto and outside of crypto. Just imagine Ethereum apps, Binance apps, Solana, all building applications on the ATOR network. The demand surge would be just huge for the network. And as we scroll down, we can see the technological partners that they have. Fort Group, or is it Forte Group? Maybe that's French, I don't know. And Hotspotty. Now, Hotspotty were the minds behind Helium, HNT, which was also a deep-in project in the last bull run, looking to create a Wi-Fi network, I believe, around the globe. And they managed to drive Helium all the way up, I think, into $3-4-5 billion, which is insane. And they'll be hoping to replicate it with ATOR, and they are experienced in the field. Meet the core team, and because it's an anonymity project focusing on privacy, I understand why a lot of the team members wouldn't want to reveal too much about themselves. We've got some experience, Ether miner since 2017. We've got some qualifications, PhD in software engineering, but I can understand why they wouldn't want to release too much about themselves. So moving on to the price of ATOR Protocol today, we can see that it sits at 75 cents. If we look at the all-time chart, we can see that it was launched at 3 cents. If you managed to pick this up at 3 cents, you did very well for yourself. And as they were building throughout the bear market, getting more and more relays up and running on Tor, we can see the price was just shooting up. More people were getting wind of the project, and it was just seemed like a very, very good time to be an investor in Tor. Coming to the Q3, Q4 of 2023, it rose all the way up and hit an all-time high of around $2. And then this around here is when the news landed that they were disassociating themselves from Tor, and Tor began to shut down relays, which is why you can see this massive drop off from $2 to 50, 60 cents. The price managed to recover a little bit with ATOR's announcements of they're going to build their own decentralized network, but then the price seems to be consolidating in this region around 60 to 70 cents, especially as of late. It's given a market cap right now of about $65 million with a fully diluted market cap of $75 million. Its total supply is 100 million ATOR. Currently 87% is in circulation, so it's not too bad in terms of token unlocks. And they have a very, very, very good tokenomics system. I was looking at their tokenomics paper and giving it a read. They drafted in this guy, I'm going to pronounce his name wrong, Hristo Piankov, who has over 10 years of experience in analytics, data science, machine learning, big data, etc. He's got a lot of experience in previous crypto projects as well, and they've drafted him in to help them figure out their token economies and data problems. And I gave this paper a read. It's very, very technical. I don't want to bore everyone with the technical details, but it basically breaks down how the reward system works for ATOR. So they got 75%, I believe, is just in circulation right now, or as we can see more, with 10% or 15% for the team. I'm trying to see where, there we go. So 75% circulating. I think it's a little bit more now because obviously the team have been investing and selling their tokens. But then there's 10% reserved for relay rewards, which when you stake the tokens and have the relay up and running, there's a good breakdown down here on how much you can make. It's very, very technical. I'll just leave, if you're interested, you can go take a look at that. But I wanted to compare ATOR Protocol to Helium. So I mentioned Helium as they were partnered with Hotspot in the last bull run. And if we take a look at their price, it reached, in the peak of the bull run last time, it reached a maximum of about $50, which actually we should be looking at market cap first and foremost. That's more important than price. It reached a market cap of, $5 billion. So we compare that to ATOR Protocol. For it to reach, let's say, $10, which is about a 13-14x from here, that will give it a market cap of $1 billion. And this, for me, would be my conservative prediction for ATOR. I can see it reaching $10 at some point in 2024, giving a nice 13-14x return. $50 ATOR would be around a 70x from here, and that would give us the market cap of $5 billion. So $50 for ATOR, per ATOR, that is 70x return, which is pretty good. However, having said that, I still believe that, especially with the new money that'll be rolling in 2024, being a strong narrative in privacy and deepen, the price of ATOR could easily go anywhere in the range of $50 to $100. We should obviously put it at a $10 billion market cap, which isn't out of the question. We've seen stranger things happen in crypto. We've seen Dogecoin go up to a $70 billion market cap. Now, this would be a working product looking to bring privacy and anonymity to people at scale. So I don't want to say the opportunities are endless, but they are very, very, very providential. So I created this, I called it a coin scoring matrix. I know, very catchy name. But I created this coin scoring matrix, kind of just a little summary at the end of the video to just see what kind of boxes these kind of coins will be ticking. So for ATOR, has it got innovative and excellent technology? I would say so, yes. It's proven technology. It's, the Tor network, where they were going off, building a decentralized private network. We can clearly see that there's a demand for it. There's 2.5 million users right now, and that's only on 7,000 relays on a slow system. That's, let's be real, kind of outdated. So yeah, I'd give that a tick. Let's color that in, let's say green. Relevant narrative, I would again agree. It's privacy and deepen combined, which are going to be massive players in the future. So give that a tick. Low market cap of $60-70 million. Some people would consider that a mid cap. I would say because it's under $100 million, we can consider it a low cap. So yeah, I'd give that a tick as well. It's obviously not high cap. It can still do the massive multiples that we want it to. Good tokenomics, straight tick, 100 million supply, and they've really thought about it mathematically in terms of rewarding the relay holders. Experienced, incredible team. This one might be the only red flag, if I was to give a red flag, because obviously it's an anonymous team. They've got developers from the Fork group working on the decentralized network, which I guess you could say is credible and experienced. But the actual team itself, not much is really known about them, especially considered to other projects, compared with other projects. So let's give this a. Can I give an amber flag? I'm going to give an amber flag. I don't want to give a red one yet. Key partnerships. Again, we've got partnerships with a Forte group. We've got Hotspotty. We've got Tectum as well. Tectum's a project which I didn't mention, but they've partnered with them recently as of the last few days. They're also partnered with PAL, P-A-A-L, the AI project. So whether they're key or not, I think they're pretty good partnerships. So I'd give that a green flag as well. Especially with Hotspotty, they could really drive this project. Active community, again, is a green flag. If you're active in the Discords, in the Telegrams, on Twitter, ATOR have a fantastic community, and they are very good in their community. They always communicate their ideas very quickly with everyone, make sure everyone knows what's going on, regularly update us. So it's a very good community. Shiny coin effect simply just means, is it a new project that wasn't around in the last bull run, which, yeah, this is launched last year, so that is a tick. Fair launched, it was fair launched. It wasn't fair launch means, was there like unfair pre-sales where people will just dump their tokens at some point. This wasn't like that. This was a project which was fair launched to everyone. And promising roadmap, I would say so. We've seen the roadmap so far, and we can see the future, what the future holds. They're going to launch their testnet, and if that goes well, launch the mainnet, and then hopefully build and look to bring more and more relays to the network and allow third parties to start building on the network as well. So for me, that is also a green flag. So yeah, the only asterisk you can ask is whether the team is experienced and credible, and I believe that will come back to a subjective judgment. But yeah, essentially that is my review of ATOR Protocol and why I believe it can really give serious returns in this upcoming bull run. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one.